Okay, now we are going to see the relationship between the time phasor and the space phasor. So in our previous video, we did an exercise where we had our components A, B, C, and we changed it into our alpha beta component. Now we are going to see the relation between our alpha beta component and our dq component. Remember, the angle between these two reference frames is theta. And we also had figured out in other video that if we wanted our dq component, it's going to be equals to our alpha beta components minus an angle, multiplied minus an angle. Okay, so if we take the exercise, the previous exercise in a general form, remember that we have that for our current A, it was an amplitude times cosine of omega t minus an angle theta, and for our current B, it was an amplitude minus cosine omega t minus 2 pi over 3. This is 120 degrees from our angle theta in A. And now we have C, the amplitude, we have cosine of omega t plus 2 pi over 3, that's 240 degrees from an angle theta. So we had that these were our three currents, three phase currents. And we also figured out that if we wanted our alpha component, when we have these three phase currents, it was just 2/3 of our amplitude times cosine of omega t minus the angle theta, and that our beta component was 2/3 the amplitude of cosine omega, no, cosine. For our beta component, it was sine omega t minus theta. Okay? So if we write this in Cartesian form, we have our I alpha plus j I beta is gonna be equals to this plus j this. Now we can factorize a little bit. I'm gonna start calling this well, let's leave it like this for now. I beta. Now we can factorize a little bit, and we're gonna have 2/3 of the amplitude multiplying cos of omega t minus theta plus j sine omega t minus theta. And now if we follow our trick identity that says that cos of an angle plus j sine of an angle is equals to e to the j and j theta to the angle. So if we change this into this, we are gonna have that our I alpha I j beta equals to 2/3 the amplitude, and now we have this. So we are gonna have e to the j times omega t minus theta. Okay, now we have another identity that says that e to the a times e to the b is equals to e to the e plus b. So we can, now I'm gonna start calling this is. Now we can start changing this into into an identity. So we are gonna have 2/3 im e to the, so I multiply this by this and by this, so e to the minus j theta times e to the j omega t is equals to thirds. Okay, now what is im to the j minus t? So we know that this is our alpha beta component, and if we look back, we have our alpha beta components. Oh, well, this is the same that having our alpha beta times an ingot minus j. Okay, so this is just our dq component, and I'm gonna call it ia. This is ia based on what we just saw, and this is our dq reference frame. And here we have e to the j omega t. So this is our relationship between our time phasor and our space phasor. Hope this helps.